This is my third week of a 4-part series of Budget in Paradise. We're going to visit Rawai Beach and a 4-star boutique resort that I happened to get in the off season. We're going to go over the numbers and make sure I'm still on target for my goal of $1,800 a month. And we're going to talk a little bit about solo life and travel. So come on, let's go. This year, when I came back to Thailand and Phuket, I decided I was going to do a little bit more of a tour around the island. I realized last year when I was here, oh my goodness, I don't even know how I did it. I was so physically broken, but I pushed on through, and maybe that's what I do in general in life. I was lucky enough to land this beautiful boutique resort, Nam Phang Boutique Resort in Rawai Beach. I booked it in the shoulder season, so hence it didn't cost so much, and we'll get to those numbers later. But while I was there, it had to be the first time in a long time that I realized I was alone, or maybe I was being asked a lot of questions by people that were curious as to if and why I was alone. It got me to thinking. I didn't plan it that way. I certainly didn't plan it that way. I know when I was young, I never wanted to get married, but I didn't think I would be alone or single for a good majority of my life. But it somehow turned out that way. It's not like the thought didn't cross my mind every now and again, and I made jokes with my friends like, what the heck, I can't even get a date if I tried. Nobody asks. And there were a few times when I put myself out and asked, and I was turned down every one of those times. Maybe it's because when you have real shit go down in your life, you don't want to put that baggage on someone else. My main relationships in my life have not worked out so well. The men in my life, they were not major breadwinners. I was the major breadwinner in my relationships. You realize you've been living a lot of years within a framework of something that you thought was, and it wasn't. That can really change how you think about yourself and your future. So question, do you think that your tolerance of others has changed over the years, or do you feel that your own self-respect has grown more over the years, and that makes your choices a little bit more closer to the chest? Please leave your comments below. I'd like to know how you feel. Traveling and or living alone, you don't have somebody else that you can rely on. I've spent the majority of the last 30 years by myself, and let me tell you, there's probably only one perk to it, and that perk is I don't have to be worrying about you. I'm a pretty empathetic individual, and I've spent almost my whole life devoting my life to others, building buildings for you, or helping you professionally or personally achieve the goals that you've wanted to achieve. And when your energies are always outward focused, it can take a lot for you to turn those energies inwards, not only to make the change, but to make changes for you. In the last video, I talked about being overwhelmed in planning. There is also a perk to planning for yourself. I don't have to worry about what your needs are. I don't have to worry about letting you down. I don't have to worry about disappointing you. And I guess maybe that might be the problem here. I'm spending too much of my time worrying about you and not worrying about me. I have people ask me, doesn't it bother you to eat alone? No. If anything, right now in my life, it's an added perk. I don't have to worry about the extra cost in my life. I'm trying to recuperate the things that I've lost over the last couple of years. So making sure of what my budget is for me is probably a really good thing, because who knows what tomorrow might hold. Someone might come into my life and I need to know where I am so that I don't lose it or give it away to them and then end up in the same situation I was before. I also find it a little less stressful. My relationship choices weren't the best in the past. So if you've chosen, as I did, a deadbeat dad, or people that are very self-centered or codependent, they will take a lot more than they have the ability to give. And because I was an empathetic, giving person, I was the one that ended up on the short end of the stick. I have had to ask myself some pretty strict questions and give myself some pretty honest answers so that I could change what it is I wanted to change, so that I could have some contentment and happiness in my life. For me, not because of you, but for me. I've worked with a lot of people over the years wanting to make change. And one of the things that gets in the way is, I think, the lack of ability to be honest with themselves. They will say, and I was one of them, I would like to do this, but I can't because this, that, or the other thing. Each one of those reasons might as well be a brick, because if I'm not using those bricks to place them under my feet, to make a path to move forward, and I'm using each one of those reasons as an excuse as to why I can't do something, all I'm doing is building a wall. I'm building a wall to keep me stuck and watch you and your life flourish. I guess what I'd like to say is, don't knock it till you try it. Putting yourself first is not a bad thing. I end every one of my videos with, be kind to yourself. And I am only just learning how to put those words into action. So you think you can never do this? You think it just can't happen because ... Start questioning those truths you're telling yourself. Are they based on today? And are they based on anything that you want, that you are saying? Or are they based on choices that you've made for others? And so now you're just automatically responding to situations instead of moving along life the way you wanted to. Having done this now for a year or so and having a budget for my life that fits me, I think is going to better enable me to be a better partner should someone come along. I know exactly what it is that I like for me. I know what it takes for me to live and the, financial resources that I have. And I also know that I don't think I will give them away to someone so readily as I have in the past. My best resource is me. And I need to foster that the best way I can. And doing this travel and getting rid of everything and releasing myself from all those attachments has given me exactly that. I have this feeling about life and this energy towards life I never thought I would have, and especially after being sick and at this stage in life. I'm watching others slow down and get old, and I'm still growing. I want to grow older. I don't know how old I'm going to live to, and if I'm going to stop living at 60 years old, I could be wasting the next 20, 30 years of my life. I plan on giving her right till the end, no matter how fast or slow that might be. So taking stock of my life and getting on top of what I want allows me my personal freedom. It allows me, I think, to be the best self I can be when that day comes, or if it comes, that someone else enters into my life. So I think this is a good time to segue into the budget. I had a relaxing and productive week, and it had to be my cheapest week yet. Rawai Beach is much more a fishing community than that beach and sitting in the sun community. It's also a lot quieter. I really liked it because of the fact that it was a lot quieter. Mind you, I was there on the off season, so I'm getting quiet on top of quiet. This beautiful resort has your minimalist rooms. It will have 2-story bungalows, and it has some suites as well. It has a wonderful little courtyard and a fantastic pool. The co-working space I walk to every morning and worked out of there for at least half a day every day before I'd venture out for the afternoon and evening. The price for Nam Phang for 6 days was $160.03. I really enjoyed this one small vendor in front of the Lotus store, as well as another small vendor that was just over by the 7-Eleven. My food budget was $53.88 for the week. I took a grab from Phuket Old Town to Rawai Beach. I didn't bother to take the bus again, and that was $13.20. I bought personal items, again, another small bottle of shampoo and conditioner at $2.40. I needed a couple of supplies at $4.45. Because I only withdrew money once, it was $11 for bank fees. My fund budget was $37.60. All of that coming in at a total of $307.10. Not a bad week. Living a solo life is not a bad thing. It can be absolutely wonderful. I think the big thing that is important is your perspective. If I'm sitting and looking at everybody as a couple and I'm not, then yeah, maybe I'll be a little bit sad. But if I can look at my life with the perspective of how happy I am, that I'm healthy, that I'm able to travel, that I have the good fortune of going to the other side of the world and experiencing things and seeing things I never thought I would see before in my life, how could being by myself be wrong? Thank you for taking the time to tune in today, and we will see you next week when we head to Nayang Beach and check out what the area is like near the airport in Phuket. Until then, remember, be kind to yourself. Take care. Talk soon. Bye for now.